players directly there. You've got a fourth one ready to go in CT spawn. Timing is everything. Bit can't control it. He's not quite into a safe position, wasn't ready for the fight, and now it's just the USP. I think Electronic with the other M4 will be fighting, or excuse me, Perfecto fighting from the ramp, but it
Great controlling of that ledge to cover himself obviously and just have the cross in the right position.
Да, просто получается разорвали. Really good. And I think, I mean, we've touched on the kind of quiet game from Simple, and not to harp on it as an individual, but from a strategic aspect, think of like the tax that we've seen teams have to play against Navi on Dust 2 when Simple's having his great game. When you're losing a player in mid each and every time, when he's picking somebody off walking up catwalk, when he's doing a lot of damage to the double doors or a nice little nade, something, anything. They're not even getting that out of him right now. So MIBR have a lot of comfort just taking that mid control, walking up catwalk, and having access.
Ничего, пухляк, не переживай. Всегда такие загруженные, раунд проиграют, как будто, блядь. But obviously now they're going to be helped continuously by the Navi economy. That's always going to be just a little bit questionable, and they're not quite going to have the luxury of all of the AWPs and everything else. So some things are working out in their favor ever so slowly.
Пацанчик татуху набил, вообще не переживает ничего. Все у него в жизни удалось. Тут один раунд слили, такие трагедии у них все. Не могут, не знаем, куда дальше видеть.
That could be very hard to do against Navi on Dust 2. So I expect that they're going to have their work cut out for them on that one. That's where you have to deal with Boomage, you know, jumping at you with the Mac 10, crazy through smoke. Well, and
it's also one, as you mentioned, and what we're seeing on this T side is like pretty heavily grouped up with these catwalk attacks and exchanges. CT side, you don't get it, just kind of stack 4 people at the point of attack and make sure that you always have a man advantage. That's where, you know, deep into your roster, everyone's got to be able to hold their own individually.
And I'd be interesting to see how he's going to be doing on that side, if he can be mobile enough to have an impact across the map and not
just
in whatever mode be in.
Что за трагедия у кого? Случилось, блядь.
A lot of questions.
A lot of questions.
Вот умер, чё, блядь, все задумались.
HyperX, блядь, серьезно, ребята?
На заднем носках ему пух вообще. Как дома себя чувствует? Ну, я так понимаю, на буткемпе сидит.
No, I play with the shoes or slippers of some kind.
Slippers, gaming slippers.
No, but we should invent those. I'm sure we could.
Yeah, we probably could.
We could maybe get him like a Bluetooth.
Ты, блядь, из бита бит пописать захотел. Я хуею, блядь.
That would be very smart. Maybe with
like a
из-за директора из-за этого, блядь, матч остановили.
Yeah, and it could be like the rumble pack thing, like the haptic feedback. So.
And what if you could plug it into like the API? So then, you know, as soon as someone plants the bomb, like you have like the bomb beeping as like a sensation in your foot.
That's I remember once I watched a whole documentary about some kids from I think MIT that beat some of the Las Vegas casinos by having essentially feedback in like tiny built computers in their feet.
Yeah.
In their shoes.
I heard about that.
Like they beat the roulette because they could narrow down where it would land based on how many spins the table would do. It's very interesting, very cool.
When was that? Because I think there's an era of Vegas where you don't want to get caught doing something like that.
Or at least it's more exciting to pull up.
Nowadays you just get put in the black book, but you know there was an era where.
Yeah, that's true. I think eventually they just got barred because obviously even if they can't.
Сидят, блядь, не знаю, что делать. Кого бить, блядь? Кто местный, кто не местный. Давай, погнали.
Yeah, looking for influencers to market them as just get in touch with me or Anders. 6-5 in the favor of MIBR. Round number 12 is live, and Electronic wants to get aggressive. I think Simple's even pushing behind him as well. This kind of a push failed.
Ну вот, другое дело. Элик взялся за...
I think he's jumping to try and maybe see if there's going to be an op deep and way back, and did not expect the M4 up close.
За работу взялся. Это вообще проебывается, не хочет ничего делать.
It absolutely killed him with
Talk about a coin flip.
Yeah. Well, such is life.
Элик-мелик, так, что, выход центр? Пошел, под флешечку пикают. Вот, денег у них хорошо, глянул MIBR, сколько бабла. Ох, ебать, как же не зашло-то. Ну, бит выручает, конечно, Симплуху опять, блядь. Не идет что-то у Симплухи сейчас игра. Подождем, может, блядь. Раздуплиться, так сказать. Охалдеть, длень, как хорошо заешь. Там перфектич. Вау. Выкурить хочет. Секрет. Там нету. Братишка, его там нет. Начинает себе много позволять, мне кажется. Должен сейчас он пикнуть. Да, ебать. Откуда он знал, блядь? Это читы, стопудово, блядь, бан за 4. Хочет поставить и так капусту, блядь, немерено. Куда ты еще ставишь, блядь, бомбу? Братишка, успокойся. Я тебя умоляю, зачем такие моменты делаешь?
Yeah, that's a solid win. And you got the op in your hands to pass over towards simple, although he might have nope, Boomich has got it again.
Там кидают, перекидывают. Бит только на перчатке заработал себе. Недавно. Драгонора АВП. Без надписи просто фам взял и пошел. Одного забрал, молодец. В такой ситуации. Смотри, в одного, что-то там ожидал. Думал, сейчас растащишь. Тут уровень, ребята. Неплохо через посадку пошел на зиг. Никого.
Get him back in action here if you're on the side of NAVI. You want that. Oh, that's a catch for BR. Maybe he could get the kill still.
Эх, не стрелять, Валерчик, не набрали, конечно. Бедная хаешка сразу пошла. Через зиг. Не увидел никого, просто пострел дал. Мне кажется, он не видел так просто. Вупсень. Ну чё, вупсень? Никого не видит. Там не увидишь, не братишка. Тебя уже ждут. Ну, пока 3-2 играют. Все-таки ждут они больше. Пошел, чё? Просто так будет распикивать? Флешки без всего? Пошел, папа. Ебать, ну как так? Ну как так? Ну, Элик, ни одного не зацепить. Все были флешоные. Все флешоные. Уходит на Б. Ай, мув какой хороший. Все, ну все. Отдали это 6-5. 7-6. Все, заберут раунд. Здесь... А, здесь еще один остался. Да такой даже симплуху не потащит. Здесь тяжело бы. Ну, экономику дарет ему. На месте. Его еще раз пикнул, но он боится. Почему нет? Ну, Саня, АВП береги. Но будут выбивать в любом случае. Ну, 2-10, я говорю, Санька не идет играть. Даже на MIBR можно поставить.
You know, even with this kind of a quiet game from Simple, you want the op out of his hands as much as possible. Peeking up, Woody has a miss. Simple's got the shot. One player coming from the long cave, but not too aggressive at the moment, and they're gonna let him.
А, взорвалась, что ли?
They have mercy.
Вы не задушили, я не знаю, как такую ошибку допустить можно. У них капусты миллион, блядь. Надо будет дойти душить до конца, Санька.
This is a NAVI, I think that individually seems a little bit sluggish.
Испугался, бедный. Или, говорят, испугался сам себя. Не поверил, что там столько врагов будет, да. Да, все у них эко. И у одного Санька что-то там есть. Авик и все. И остальные 2 кабай у них до закупки пошло.
I don't know if it's going. I still would have loved to have seen MIBR at 10 rounds to start this with, you know, in the first half. Just because I still think once the half goes and we switch sides, a lot could happen in that little break.
Никого, ребята, да. Ну, будут, я думаю, на ближних играть дистанциях, потому что у них там диглы, ТЗшки. У Бумыча просто юспик вообще. И на дальняк пикаться не вариант.
not ignore,
Если
but not
Пасани
be too
что-то
worried
может
about
еще,
the B
блядь,
bomb
сделать,
site itself through the tunnels.
то я
So
сомневаюсь,
you're going to
что
see
он будет
NAVI obviously
пикать.
putting a lot of attention
Закрыть
towards
смоком.
long A for the rest of this round. And
Вот
they
тут
don't really
теперь
have the
интересно.
weaponry outside of the op on simple, which is obviously the game changer.
Yeah, and it could really, I mean,
Иду через
in
туман.
theory, it could win the whole round, depending on how much they challenge it. Smokes are a
Где-то
good
пошел,
way to
пошел.
avoid the AWP, though, so they're going to be able to do that to
Ну,
begin with, at
Симплуха
least.
делает
Simple
минус.
will take down Turtle. They
И,
got
наверное,
a lot of pressure
да,
on it.
погибает. Все.
It couldn't survive, and none of his teammates could
Но
even
все, надежды в этом
counter that
раунде
pick,
нет,
so
мне кажется. Что
nicely
тут?
done from
Без
MIBR.
арморов.
I think
Кого
that's one
там?
of the few
Перфект
moments
честь.
probably where
Первый армор.
if you show way too much
А Бумыч
respect,
АВП уносит,
you
молодец.
could also give
Это
him away
естественно.
out of that fight more than maybe you needed to, but
Сейф
NAVI
пошли.
pick up the AWP and they try and save that into the next round. But
Софе.
still, it's going to be 8-6 in favor of MIBR
Интересно,
right now.
дадут
But
ли им
that is
сохранить? А, битву
certainly
Кову
interesting
100%
news.
отдает. Все правильно.
With
Сам Бумыч
Crystal
опять на юспике
Pierre right
остается.
now is,
3-11, Бумыч тоже далеко не ушел.
we had some trouble in the beginning. Now it's
Бит Валерчик раздает, да?
and Turtle next to right
Единственное.
behind. So generally speaking, they're putting up some good numbers.
А
Boomic
у
and
Мибру,
Simple
бля,
on the
все в
back,
минусе.
definitely falling a little bit
Первая
behind.
половина за Мибрами уже
And
получается.
Electronic, which is still a terrifying duo to be up against.
What if your nickname was ANDers?
Да, взрыв гранат.
Yeah, it would be long to say.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Бомба взорвалась, все.
Especially
Второй
from a
следующий раунд,
broadcasting
ребят.
point. The clutch is over by the time you get through
The whole name.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
All right, well, 1-round lead for MIBR. Still Navi not fully clicking back into this map just yet. But as you said, it's not time to like pull the ripcord or really have any too crazy of a fear that they're going to drop the whole thing. We'll see how the second half goes after the break, but obviously Navi just from a mental perspective would like to steal this last one away.
Ну все, соберитесь, ребята. Ну все, что. Бай пошел. Полноценный почти. Да, у Бумыча все по деньгам, как было хуёво, так и осталось. Перфекто, съемка, бицепка. Все плохи оставили, АВП сохранили. Закупка в ноль. Если этот раунд проигрывается, то все, следующий тоже. Эко будет. А, это последний раунд, что это прям. Ну, все правильно, последний раунд, последний закупка.
And that's kind of the belief you have to have right now if you're Navi at the moment. 8-6.
Oh, that's a nice Molotov.
Правая пошла, хорошо.
Damage on. I agree, man.
Слепят, но не выходит под эти слепы.
Even after winning the major, there wasn't like some catastrophic drop-off, which can really happen once you achieve something like that. But they seem to keep their focus. So I think generally, yeah, a lot of good signs still for the Navi side. 15th round here, 40 seconds left. They have really not tried to hit this B-bomb side a lot. Like you said, it's been a lot of catwalk, a lot of long play.
Не стягивайся, там один перф. Вай. Бумыч занял яму. Все, выход центра. Идем. -1. Сейчас раскрутится. Перфект помог. Ну и перфект один остался на Б. Ну все. Эх, ребята. Даже не знаю. Но выбивание будет в любом случае, потому что последний раунд. Тут не для чего сохранять оружие. Хорошо. Обменялись коктейлями.
For Boomich's, this flashbang is going to have to be perfect. Layered, staggered, and Boomich has the open.
Пошли.
Blind. Now rotating around, he's got another one.
-3. Ебать, это раунд. Я в ахуе. Вот это молодцы. Да. Вот это уровень, ребят. Показали. Все, на что способны. Просто легчайшее затащить. Давно было пора это сделать. Я не знаю, что они заморачивают. Пока перекур, у меня тоже перекур будет.
With a new year comes new content from Blast and Betway. For the Blast Spring groups, we've got something special coming your way. The free-for-all Fiesta. 3 groups of 4 players will fight it out in our factory new free-for-all arena. But there's a twist. Weapons will change every 20 seconds. The player with the highest number of kills will be crowned the winner. Make sure to stay tuned on the Blast Premier stream to see your favorite pros go head to head.
Блять, хороший, конечно, топ вот этот. Да.
And we are back. Kind of a sour end to that first half of MIBR. That was essentially a one round. 4 versus 3, B bomb side, bomb planted. It's all good. I mean, I think it's still pretty cool that they managed to get 8 rounds in the first half of MIBR, but it should have been 9.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, that kind of a retake, you certainly have the advantage.
Yeah.
Я думаю, тут особо ничего не изменится.
But I mean, as you mentioned a couple times, this is the half where it gets really interesting. This is the half where we get to see nice opening. That's just a heads up duel versus simple. Something's not feeling great on the NAVI side of things.
Самого жесткого симпла пристрелял.
Huge issues in middle. One more would be spectacular.
Валерчик тут отвечает.
Thankfully, MIBR did not try and throw bodies to try and save his teammate and overextend. 4-on-4 here in the pistol, and a lot of damage done to NAVI. 1 smoke left as well.
You have to appreciate the commitment to that fight. You're like, I'm never backing down. I'm sitting top mid with no backup, just shooting at any moment. 3 people could show up from T-spawn and just, you know, run down to his side and help me. But
you know, the only difference between courage and stupidity is the outcome.
yeah, there we go.